Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Springs, Scratch Start, episode 52. Just picking right up where we left off. Well, I did advance the day, but I am just still on it because I want to get through the winter. So the plan for today is to very quickly check and see that there isn't. Oh, we got to collect on that still. That there isn't a cotton harvesting. There is. And it's 36. Okay, well, that's still... I guess we're going to hit up the cotton harvest because we could do that and the corn at the same time. I will borrow these items. Looks like we might not jump through the months just as I had originally thought, but neither of these require swathing, so sadly that's gonna be that, but that's fine. Hopefully that takes things into account. And right, so we'll borrow these items too and do that cotton because that's usually got a good bonus. And right, well, since we're waiting on that, we got to get this guy out of here. Forgot about the MacDon. We don't want him left in their field. Right, so we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll out and do those, and we have eggs to sell as well. So I'm gonna set those guys up. I'm actually just gonna leave the MacDon right here for now, I think, rather than driving him all the way back, because we got a lot of stuff to do and set up and get ready, and this is fine here. We've got eggs to stack. But first, we've got workers to set up. So we got to get these workers all set up and going, and then we can go sell our eggs while they work. But if I recall correctly, neither of these drive right. Like, the AI can't drive these kinds of things to save their lives. So, hopefully that, yeah, I thought so. Now we can set this guy up on follow me. Power tube. Probably more like a 30. So, rather than yeah, 40 sounds good. He won't constantly try to climb right into my thing. I had seen that corn sitting there last month, and I thought to myself, man, that would be a good contract to get. That's a lot of corn. That'll get us going. You gonna keep up, buddy? Looks like he is. Alright, cool. Right, so we're gonna get this guy down there and get him set up, and then we gotta come back and get the cotton harvester up there. Then we can go sell eggs. Alright, we're here. So we just gotta load up the header. And get this guy going. I guess our best bet is to come at it from here. Nice square corner. You got this? You're on it? I gotta wait till it actually starts moving. Yeah, okay. Cool. Right, and then we got this, which I have to drive up there myself. Because in my experience, AI cannot drive these on roadways for whatever reason. I expect we get a bale and a partial bale, but unfortunately we're going to miss out on whatever's in the pre-chamber. Unless there's some way, maybe if I hit G. Maybe there's some way to fix it. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, here we are with this. You ought to be able to figure it out just fine. Well, he's going to pre-chamber it, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was just the first pre-chamber or something. But we got to go back actually now and unload this guy already. Hopefully I set him up in the right direction. I think I did. You know, this is a contract I'm just going to cut through. And we're going to go way out here. We just caught it. Unfortunately, we can't unload on the go, but that's fine. The old Brantner power tube. Yeah. Not a terrible trailer, but just I find the name to be amusing. Well, we might as well actually just follow him for this bit anyway. I think we're probably going to have to just jump down here a lot anyway. And not contrary to what it might look like, I'd rather not knock down the signs, honestly. Be in your way? Apparently not. But I did manage to knock down signs. Of course. Okay, that's actually the curve. Right, so once we've got this guy on his up and downs, which I expect will happen right now, then we'll just have to catch him wherever he stops. Not a lot of reason to do that, but there's also not a lot of reason to wait. So which one? I think it's 14 for the corn. Okay, and that's all the way up there. Because that is all the way down here. Right. Well, we gotta take this up there anyway. We can have a quick peek. I'm not gonna wait for the... Oh wow, he's gonna go way over there and start on that end for some reason. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight over waiting for another 16%. So, see you in a minute. Oh, he's working away over there. And looks like he's doing a job. So we just gotta get this dumped. This will be a little bit. Obviously, corn is a very high yield crop. And this guy can be sent back down there. Which is there. I can just tell him to get himself right there. That'll work. Go. You can drive. I know you can. You can figure it out. Go on. Figure it out. Gotta wait around for these guys or I'll just have to come back and set it again anyway. Okay, he's got it, I think. And this guy has got 2 free chambers now. Yeah, we may lose up to 2,500 or whatever the max for this one's free chamber is, since you can't dump chambers. But anyway, right, we gotta get eggs. I think the eggs will actually fit on... The eggs will actually fit on that smaller one. That's fine. So is there really a reason to take the bigger one? Not really. Just get this guy out the way. And we'll use the small one. We'll use the nice big forklift to do the loading though. The only reason to have that Palfinger forklift is because it fits so well inside the building. it does look like we do need to use the pal finger. At least momentarily, or at least for a little bit. Full tank already. Yeah, we may be spending most of our time just I find this thing works better if we just, oh, I didn't let that lower all the way. We just stick to one layer. Well, we gotta get that done. I'm gonna leave those two. Those will be the starters for next year. Yep, full tank. I'm aware. Okay, now he's all the way down. There we go. Oh, that was already on. You know what? I don't know if these are actually going to fit on there, now that I'm looking at it. I mean, I could fit them on there, but I think we'll be better off bringing the other thing. Where is that guy? Oh, he's way over there. All right. Yeah, I think we'll be better off bringing the bigger low loader. It'll just be less sketchy. I'm just gonna set this guy right here and get back to work. We also have silage probably to sell. Probably, maybe. We ought to go check, huh? Are you silage yet? Nope. 87%. Okay, well, maybe by the end of the day, or maybe we just wait and sell it next month. Well, that works, but we're gonna strap them down because I know how that goes. Yeah, this is way easier than trying to get them all fit on the other guy. I am a little sketched about how close I put all of these to the wall. There we go. Pretty cool though. Just two more. You want to be a little more straight on this. Yeah, like that. You know what? We're just gonna get all the eggs on here rather than waiting. Yep, all the eggs. Alright, we gotta go over and get that contract going again, since it's probably stalled out by now, or is about to. And then we can get can get going here, so I will see you in a minute. Right. We got to get over to... Whoops. Wrong button. We got to get over to that guy right there. And... looks like... well... And run this, and then we can go sell the eggs. This guy's almost done too, which is cool. Right. So... if we look at our pricing, our best spot for eggs is today, as I thought, Goldcrest Valley. I'm not going to do that. So then we go look at eggs again. And $25.95, yeah. 25.66. Farmer's market. How much are we losing just to bring it right over to our little spot? I think we're just going to take it right over to our little spot and take the hit, because that way we don't have to drive all the way across town to do it. We can just sell them right here. Move on with our life. And if we go back to that real quick and look, this is the only November thing. We've got canola oil in December. And a few things in January, including the bread. Right, we're rocking. We're gonna have a decent payday this year across these next few months, including almost 100K right now. Well, we can't sell them all at once. So, unless maybe I start moving. Okay, well, 106K plus 5K plus 6K, nice. So quite a bit of money. We are looking at a good... Now, next time it's going to be pretty solid, I think. But we got to go get... We got to go dump this thing. He's going to be off because we didn't actually finish filling it. We didn't finish emptying it, unfortunately. But that's what happens. So we'll go dump this and come back. And it appears that our cotton harvest is done. I'll probably just drive the harvester down, since it also appears that it didn't dump any things. So we're gonna lose 825 in the pre-chamber, because I don't know of any way to dump the pre-chamber into the main chamber forcibly. So we gotta drive this thing all the way back down to the other place, and then we can eject our unfinished bale at least, which will be another 5,000 on top of whatever, 9,500 maybe? I think it's 9,500. But, right. So we'll be driving this thing for quite a while at 27 kilometers per hour. Oof. Anyway, see you in a bit. Well, partway there, the bridge caused that bale to fall off, so I just dumped this bale here, and we're gonna have to roll out and get and actually go get the bale trailer and pick them up, which is unfortunate, but oh well. So we'll just return that thing now. Or no, we don't return it, we just leave it sitting here. Or sitting somewhere out of the way. Like there. Right. Alright, so we gotta go do the normal pickup instead. Which on one hand is a bummer, on the other hand it's not too bad because this is actually a lot faster than 27 kilometers an hour. Being that it can go 83. So right, I gotta go pick those guys up. Alright, we got one of them on, and the other one's coming. Just picking up our road cotton. But you gotta turn the right way, don't you? Yeah. Definitely. Alright. Now we're in... Now we're in... Okay, now we gotta take this down to the river grain barge loader spot just down here. Alright, here we are. Oh, great. That's wonderful. You just cut down right in front of me, huh? Well, we are very lucky it wasn't on that channel. Hopefully this doesn't blow us up into the air or something. Okay, good. Well, that was close. It would have been nice to get a little more warning. Alright, so we dump these. Then we can turn in our cotton contract. Nice. Well, 2K bonus for a 4K contract, not bad. So we will turn that in just to get rid of the equipment on the map. And then we will find our way to the hopefully in progress, yes. Where are you going, sir? I'm not even sure where we are. Okay, we almost made it back. I can do the driving from here now, thank you. I've got this. Right, so we gotta go up and dump that again. And then that'll be it for November, and we can probably fit December in since I'm not going to take any December contracts whatsoever. Regardless. Well, I guess we have several more loads to do, or at least one more load. Once again, this is a contract, so I'm just going to drive in the crop. Because it doesn't matter. Dump it. Go on, I'll see you in a bit. Well, given that 1800 is 60% of this trailer, I'm just going to make the run rather than taking another 20%. And that way we should be able to capture the whole thing in the next trailer, I hope. Although maybe I should just fill it up. Especially since I'm ignoring crop destruction rules right now. Not always, but today, yes. We'll grab whatever's left here. Might as well. Yep, that'll make it a little better. Alright, now we really are driving up to the farmer's market to dump this. In with another unloading. We can roll out. I'm just going to go back the same way. If that does seem to be the fastest. And we're really, really close. 87% transported. Right. Well, we got to head back there and get the rest of it. Alright, I had just dumped a little to make sure I'd catch the rest. But there's just a little bit left. Up here in this corner to do. We were at like 96% full, so I didn't want to just drive all the way up here and assume. So we just gotta, yeah, just gotta catch this little bitsy bit. We drop that there. No point in carrying it. Roll back hard and go dump. And almost. Yep, and we're done. So we got 18K in here, which is again just the we probably 1891 we probably would have had 91 liters of corn left on the field that we wouldn't have been able to harvest without dumping. So I'm glad I dumped some out of the way. But I think the limit on that thing is 18K. So I'll see you at the farmer's market. Right, here we are pulling in to the farmer's market to finish this thing off. 98%. I want to get a decent plug on this. Yeah, quite a bit of corn. 6K bonus, that makes the contract worth 20 grand. Nice. And completed. Collect wheat. Right. So that's basically that for November, and we do have a little bit of time. So we're going to move into December and do our December sales, and hopefully maybe even January. Although we do have to move some eggs in December, I imagine. So here we go. And here we are in December. So December is hey, we've still got the trailer on here, so that's cool. December is canola, silage, we'll just go put it over by the canola first. We'll get the canola on. Get that flipped. Let's have a look, though, at what we got here. Right, so December is canola oil. We're going to do the silage anyway. That's got a pretty good price right now. Even if it is March, I'm going to take that to the biogas plant. The canola oil probably sells pretty good at the farmer's market. And straw is next month. So we will worry about that then. But definitely the canola oil needs to be put on here. Make these tines skinnier. Try that. Let's try that again. There we go. What if we get out the way and see if there are any more to spawn? Oh, come on, there's got to be more. Really? I thought so. There are more past that? Yes, there are actually. So we can actually stack them 3 high here. Get that out of the way. There'll be one more, right? Yep. And we can just put that on there. Get these along here. So I don't know what the deal is, why these things want to shift and vibrate like that. I doubt that happens IRL. Alright, so that's solid there. And then this can go back here. I do think we're going to need another load of wood into the sawmill here. Yeah, at 10K we need to at least get some tree or something in there. But first, we're going to strap this up, bring this over to the silage. Again, we're not taking these to Goldcrest. Like, that's a ridiculously small amount of money to be loading a train with. But what we will do is get this guy here and have him drop. Hopefully I can successfully drop the forks without doing some weird thing where I end up setting them standing upright and hard to grab, and it worked. Alright, we're going to load up the silage and then we're going to go driving. And that's a terrible spot. That's way better right there, actually. Alright. I think I want the longer tines. Be able to grab 4 at a time rather than 2. But we're going to get these all loaded up, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright. We are ready to go. I tried to manually set the strap on that back bunch and unwrapped a bale instead. But luckily it's all silage. And luckily I didn't do it twice and dump the bale into a pile. But, right, we need to see where can we sell our canola that's not Goldcrest Valley, or our canola oil, I should say. So it looks like the restaurant is the next best deal, and then for silage, I think it's still going to be the biogas plant, although the animal dealer is not too far off. You know what? To avoid the drive, I think we're going to just go with the animal dealer. It's going to be like $130 difference, and probably spend $130 in gas and effort driving it all the way out to the biogas plant. If they want my silage, they can come down to the animal dealer and buy it from them. This also, aside from running into a pole, this also means we don't have any weirdness about having to unstrap only some things, because nobody buys, well, they don't buy, not nobody, but they don't buy it directly. So now we can go to the restaurant, which is just across the bridge. You know what? If you just kept driving, I wouldn't have run into your back end. Alright, see you at the restaurant. Now this might get a little weirder. I think I've only taken small trailers down here. Hopefully I can still do a full-on turnaround and not have to worry about backing up with this thing. Although we can afford the truck now. So I think that's going to be a fairly immediate purchase. 41K and 2. Yeah, we can definitely afford the truck I wanted. So cool. Means we can sell this little attachment thing here. Blanking on what it's called, but you know what I mean. We want dolly. We won't need the dolly. And if we do need the dolly, they're pretty cheap. I'll buy another one. No point in having the dolly sitting around the yard. Like I gave up on sampling my own soil. And now that thing is just sitting around in the yard. I probably won't ever use it again. I'm not going to sell it at this point. What I am going to do is buy the truck, and I'm going to buy a better bale fork. That's a pretty good bale fork we've got, but I really want to be able to carry two. We'll also do some repairs. Don't really need gas, but we might as well repair this stuff. I'll just sell the dolly right here. They're already here. Whole dollar. Dolly doesn't need repair, but we're just going to sell it. Yep, goodbye dolly. You out of the way. In fact, we'll just send you home. You, sir, go home. Right, so we're gonna buy that truck. Which truck? Well, either this guy, because I really like the look of this guy. Oh, that's cheap. Okay, we don't want the cheap. I'm just not about the cheats. Phoenix is one option. It's pretty cool looking. Agri truck, 6x6. 462 horsepower. We'll get it in a different color though. Or the Man TGS is also an option, especially since I think we can really do a lot of, what's an isobus terminal? Yeah, we can afford a lot. We don't need GPS on this thing. Might as well get a front attach, like straight up front hydraulic attacher. I don't know what we use it for, but and a bull bar. Actually, no, we don't need the attacher. I don't think we're ever going to use this thing for actual black with orange lights. Sure. Reflectors. Standard reflectors, sure. I thought we could make this thing longer. You don't need a wheel. Wide tires, yes. I like the wide tires. LED lights. I like the LED lights. And then the engine, 80 kilometers, 540. I think that's the way to go. Yep. Now, the only bit I wish we could do is to get a longer... What if we go Continental? Right. wides. I like that. What are we spending? 218K. Okay, so there's that, which will definitely pull the low loader no matter what. I'd really like to have a longer thing. But I think this is 540. I think this would be great. And then that thing's just on the low loader. I like the red. Yeah. Maybe we'll buy a Volvo truck when Volvo comes out, but that's still like a month out, so. Yeah, that's good looking. Yeah. Now we're talking. No more dollying. Better backing up. No more needing to use a tractor for this work. Better horsepower. Oh, I was going to buy a better one of them other things too, but I guess not this time. Oh, come on. Let's try a little bit wider of a turn. There we go. That's looking pretty good. We got to go get wood for the thing. I think we'll go with one of these close trees, though. A fairly big one if I can work it. This guy right here. Or maybe both of these. Maybe we start with this one and put the other one in too. Gotta cut this out. But alright, I'll see you in a bit once we've got our sawmill loaded up again. Oh, sawmill's loaded up. It's got 41K in it. That's good. If we look at the sawmill, we've got 56K wood chips, which can be sold right there. So that's going to be 2 or 3 loads in these trailers. Although it's about time we got a bigger trailer. But I'm not sure if we want to do that before we do another big tractor or what. Alright, this guy is just sitting up here like that. Oops. Right. Okay. Well, that didn't work the way I thought it was going to. Right. I think that's all of our sales for December. Canola oil. Yep. We don't have much. Oh, we still have 27K canola. Nice. And is that reflected in the grain mill? No, which means we need to get more canola over. We really do need a bigger trailer. I'm thinking about that Gentile or whatever it is, Gentil, I don't know, whatever it is. I'm thinking that guy's the one. However it's pronounced, looks French to me. Back to this just to check. Oats 16K. No oats. Oh, no, 19K in there. So maybe we should pull more oats. Be all the oats, even if it puts them back in there. Or it does something weird. Well, we are selling our bread next month for another 100-something K. But I think actually we're going to have to push that off into next episode. Because I think we have gone over time. Bash this thing here again and say nice, we got us that guy. And so that I don't forget, because I'm liable to, we're gonna go look at telehandler tools, because we got that we got the straw harvest pack grabs now. That's still only one layer though. Man, okay, so I swear I have, there's the, is this the long one? No, this is the long one. This doesn't have the lift on it though, does it? Or maybe that lifts up. But this is the long one that actually holds multiples. So it's either that or we move into... Does this guy have long? No, he doesn't. Right. I think that one's actually long enough to hold two. But what I think we're going to do is go with this guy on a telehandler. I thought there were more though. I swear when I was watching Farmer Cop's video, he was like, yeah, you can get 5 rows on here. So if I lay them down and then I push them all together, I can grab at least 3 at a time this way, which I could then stack and not grab 3 more. So that doesn't make any sense either. What about this guy here? Wow. All right. I think I'm gonna have to think on this more. Keep looking. Maybe there's some better bale forks Or maybe the better bale forks exist in like wheel loaders and wheel loader tools. We got more bale forks here, that's for sure. V-grab is the same one that I was just looking at, although it does have the hooks, which means when we go like 3 high, it'll actually grab it. Okay, and it is telehandler. We can try this one out. We can at least operate on 3 without worrying about them falling off. And what is it, 4,600 anyway? Why not? Alright, we'll do that. But we're not going to mess with it. Ooh, what was that? Look at that guy. Oh, that's probably for rounds, though. Yeah. Alright, well, I bought that for the... I know I did it from the wheel loader set, but I bought it for the telehandler. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you next time.